Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper. So today we've got a Tromel wheel, a Trunnion we call them, a Trunnion wheel, for a Tromel. And if you watch the show Gold Rush, you have seen the Tromels. They're the drum that rotates. This is the wheel it rides on. Some of these are drives, some of these are just a idler, and this is an idler, but this one let go a big chunk. So what we got to do is repair that, and I've done these before without preheat and post-heat. We're going to preheat today. This table it's sitting on is a preheat table I built with a oven burner in it, and it works really well. We did one of these not that long ago where I replaced the shaft, and they're a shrink fit. So we heated the wheel, put the shaft in dry ice, and slid her right together. We got the wheel up to about 350, 400, which was nice. I expanded it just enough, and the shrinkage, it just went together so well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this thing up and running, get it lit, and get this heated up, and then weld that up, and then we'll get it up in the big Monarch and finish it off. So let's get this thing lit and get started. Yeah, it's coming right up. We're getting close. Won't be long now. Probably another half hour of heating and we'll be... Okay, so I was just getting this all prepped. It was up to temp on the bottom, but the top was still kind of cool. So I rotated it to get the top where the hole was, and I saw this other spot that started flaking. So I took a chisel and started picking at it, and well, there's a crater there. So we're going to weld this side up first. We'll get this all welded up. We're going to clean it up first with the grinder, kind of blend everything together, get it all nice, and then we'll rotate it, because the other side should be hot by then, and weld that side up, and then we'll shut the heat off, give it a half hour and then shut the heat off, and then let it cool, probably overnight, and then tomorrow morning I'll finish it up. So let's get the welder set up and get this welded up. This right here is our very first hole. I'm going to get that cleaned up, and then we'll burn that one in good too. That side I got it burnt in good. We're going to wind up taking us probably an 1/8 inch off the diameter when we're all done to clean this thing up good. But we'll get this one welded and move in, get it cooled off. Probably tomorrow morning get it in the big lathe. Well, as you can see, I got this thing a little hot. It welded up pretty good. I had a few little hiccups here and there, but welded up pretty good. We're going to leave it on the heat. We're going to let it post-heat for about an hour. I'll shut the heat off, and then we'll let it come down naturally. Tomorrow morning we'll get it up on the big lathe and start facing it and see how we did. Hopefully there's nothing too hard there where it's welded. I really should have had a little different wire, which I don't have right now. I was running an ER70 S6 solid MIG wire with a C25 mix, and I should have had an ER70 S3. Then I talked to my buddy Jeff Lund, who builds boilers for a living, Lund Machine Works, and he said, yeah, the S3 would have been a little softer, but this is what I had on hand, and we're going to get this trued up and done. And also, if you're wondering, I'm running a Miller Classic auto darkening welding helmet. Thing works great, and the Miller fart sniffer. Miller Cool Belt. It's called the Miller Cool Belt. It's a little battery pack back here and a fan back by my butt, and it blows the nice cool air in front of your face, helps keep the fumes down a little bit, but keeps you cool so you don't sweat in your eyes. And you heard me say fart sniffer. Yesterday was really bad, and I've talked about this thing before, but I don't know what I ate, but it got sucked right up in the filter and right into my face, and I just about threw up in the helmet. So you got to be careful with that. My brother was the first one to tell me about these things, and he used to work in a factory, and they had a guy that would walk around and rip them next to the other guy's filters. Thought it was funny. That was my brother. Anyway, these things are really nice. If you get a chance to pick one up, they really do help you out a lot. So with that, tomorrow morning, first thing, this goes in the lathe and we'll get her spaced up and see how she does. Okay, so I couldn't wait till tomorrow, mostly because I just want to get it done, get it out of here, and I like getting paid. So it's up in the lathe. It's still warm, but I can touch it, so I'm not too worried. What I really want to do right now is I want to get through these welds and get down to the base metal and start cleaning, get it cleaned up a little bit, and then when it's cold, I'll take a finish pass and clean her up real nice, but well, that's where we'll start. And I made this tool holder quite some time ago. Usually I'm running it with the compound back here because my trunnion wheels that I do on a regular basis are bigger than this one. But this one was short enough I could spin it around, my compound around, and run it this way and still get my tailstock up there nice. Most of the time I don't run the tailstock. I don't really have issues with that, but this time I'm going to, just to make sure it holds good. And with those welds, I don't want the chatter, so that'll help steady that. So let's get this fired up. We're running about 64 RPM to start with. We're just going to get into the weld, try to clean that up nice and slow, and just see how it goes. So I slowed my RPM down here. I'm down to 22 right now just because the welds are hitting a little hard, and we can kind of just let this go and clean it up. But once we're down to the base of the wheel, then we can speed it up again and really get going. But it looks like it's actually doing okay. Well, here's our first passes. It's cleaning up pretty good. It's actually not being too hard. Ugh. Let's see if I can get it to the other one here. Yeah, it's actually cleaning up pretty decent. So, but I got to call it a night, and we're going to go out and run the sawmill some more. We'll finish this off in the morning. Well, it's the next morning. Part's finally cool. We'll get this thing turning, and we'll try to get this down to the final surface, and then we'll take a cleanup pass. So let's get it going. So the first pass is all done, through the weld, down into the main running surface. It's pretty rough. It looks like my insert took a little damage, but not something I didn't expect. So it's looking like another 50, maybe 60 thousandths ought to clean this up. So that's what we're going to shoot for. I'm going to slow down the RPM, slow down the feed rate, and we'll go in at 50 thou and just see if we can't finish this off. Okay, so we didn't quite get it all cleaned up, and it ain't perfect. There's a lot of hard spots in here from it hammering over the years. So we're going to try to get through that skin as much as we can, and if we can't, that's not a big deal. As long as it's more round, which really makes these things, you know, that's the big problem with these. But it looks like where I welded them up, they're holding in there really nice. I don't see any issues. But we just got to get through the hard skin and get her cleaned up nice. So I'm going to speed it up just a little bit and take lighter passes, and we'll see how it goes. So I was on the final pass, and this thing was so bad, we didn't know it. I mean, you couldn't even tell it on the, I was taking another 20 thousandths, and all of a sudden, I heard it, and it took a chunk out. Another chunk peeled out of there. And now I'm seeing all kinds of new cracks in that last 20 thousandths. You know, I took a hit on my insert here. I'll bring the camera up and show you, but this is why you really need to service these things frequently. Rotate them out, have them resurfaced, because they start doing this, and if chunks come out like that while it's going around with the drum on it, you got that big tire, that big, you know, that drum can be, I work on some that are 20 foot in diameter. That tire, if a chunk comes out and hits that tire, now you got to replace that tire. And I've heard some of them big ones can be 100 grand plus to replace them tires. So getting a spare set of these Trunnion wheels and servicing them on a regular basis, swap them out every 3 to 6 months, whatever. Get a maintenance schedule, and you know, just have a skim cut taken off of them. They are consumable in this process. So it's a crappy deal. I just called the customer and talked to them about it, and they're pretty sure they're going to just scrap this one, and we're going to have to probably make a new one, but just not good. So let me grab the camera, bring you in, and show you this. So that's a pretty big hole there. That's, boy, I bet you it's at least 3/16 deep, and you can see. Let's get the lighting right. I mean, you can see all kinds of new stuff that popped up in that last 20 thou. There's some pieces that popped out here. We had no clue. You couldn't see it on, like I said, it took that other 20 thou just to smooth it out, and all that came up. Now we're pretty much too small. If we clean that up, we'll be too small. If we weld that up, you know, is there more of this that we're not seeing up here, you know, down here? I mean, the ones I welded up were some pretty significant ones. And like I said, they've, in the past, you know, there's another chunk right there. Like I said, no clue they were there. The ones I've welded up in the past weren't this bad, so I mean, just a crappy deal. Had no clue until we got down there farther. I mean, this could have been catastrophic for the customer. So there it is. All that work, and then we find more problems in there further. Like I said, I've never had this happen before on ones I've welded up. I've never had one that bad. This is significantly bad. So again, service them Trunnion wheels. Have them surfaced every so often. It's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. Just a crappy deal. So with that, we're going to end here. Probably going to have a video coming up here soon of making one of these. I don't know. We'll see what the customer says, and if I can even get material. The way 2021 has been, it's been difficult getting a lot of stuff. So, and something like this is 17 inches diameter. That might be difficult to get. So we'll see. And then the shaft is a shrink fit in there. So we'll talk it over, see what they want to do. So with that, you can visit our website, www.toppermachine.com, and please like, subscribe, and share. Stay with us, follow us. We're going to do some neat stuff, and probably something more like this. Hopefully no more failures like this. This sucked, but and until next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time.